Well, folks, it's time again for us to jump back into this Dalton mess and see what's going on with Mayor Tiffany Henyard. We're going to listen to her running her yip-yap for a little while, and then we're going to talk about the striking similarities between the two top crooked politicians this world has ever known. So, folks, buckle your seatbelts, because I'm here to tell you, this one promises to get crazy. So we just gonna break it on down and talk about this nonsense and get this party started. Yeah. All right, guys. Can you see me? What's up, everybody? We are on. We're live. And we're going to have us a fun little time tonight. And if I can get it all set up, we're going to jump over and listen to Tiffany Henyard running her fat mouth, telling the same old lies, the same old BS that we hear day after day, month after month, year after year. And I don't know how much of this that I'm going to be able to take, but we're going to try to survive it and see if we can handle maybe just 10 minutes. If we can get through 10 minutes of Tiffany running her mouth, we'll call that a complete success. Okay, guys, so hit the like button. Welcome. Glad you are all here. And I'm going to cut the music. And I'm going to try to pull up Tiffany. She's running her mouth right now on Facebook. So I'm going to bring her in. Here we go.
For each meeting, they refuse to show up.
Let's see if we can get Tiffany in here.
This program,
there she is,
this kind in our township, is designed to provide a significant financial benefit to our homeowners with exemptions. Their continued absence has paralyzed Thornton Township operations, delaying critical payments and disrupting essential services.
Okay, so apparently she's lying about the trustees.
The trustees approved an RFP process to select a firm for a forensic audit of credit card usage here at Thornton Township, focusing on expenditure involving Keith Freeman and trustee Carmen Crowlyer.
Oh my God.
Prior to her appointment. This critical initiative aims to ensure fiscal accountability and restore public trust. A highly qualified firm was selected.
She's going to restore public trust. Now that's good.
Yet, the trustee now refused to attend meetings to finalize the proposal.
Can you guys hear
Blocking
Tiffany
this
running her yap?
initiative contradicts their claims of supporting transparency and accountability.
How are we
Under
doing
my
on audio?
leadership, Thornton Township has made extraordinary financial progress.
Extraordinary
The
financial
2024
progress.
An independent financial audit confirms a $1 million surplus in the general fund.
That's a lie.
And a $4.2 million surplus in the general assistance fund.
We
For
know
people
that's
to
not
use
even
y'all
possible.
Under my leadership, Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, we have
Under her
$1
stewardship.
million surplus
Thank you, Grandpa
in the
Leroy.
general fund and a $4.2 million surplus in the general assistance fund. An incredible turnaround
Good
from
God.
the $4.5 million deficit reported in 2022. With this surplus, the township is fully prepared to issue a $2.2 million homeowner tax refund.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that because Brother Paul Roberts gave me the truth about what she's talking about right now.
Financially sound and ready for implementation. The trustees' political maneuvers are blocking this initiative, which is both disappointing and unadjustable.
Hey, guess what? Guess how much money that the residents are going to get from that $2.2 million? Do you all have any guesses? Post your guess in the comment right now. How much of the $2.2 million of the refund will the residents get? Post your guesses, and then I'll tell you what Paul Roberts told me.
Thornton Township is a model of financial stability, operating with surpluses, expanding services, and servicing more residents than ever before.
Zandra, she doesn't believe herself.
That's what they don't tell you.
She's not a human being. She's a virus.
Our residents deserve elected officials who are committed to fulfilling their responsibility, prioritizing progress, and working in the best interest of our community. I urge the trustees to stop delaying governance, attend board meeting, and cast their vote.
We got a guess of 0 and 175.
Action, not avoidance.
It's somewhere in between those two. Keep guessing.
We can ensure that Thornton Township continues to grow, remain accountable, and deliver the stability our residents deserve. End quote.
She's such a liar.
This is what I want to see for our community.
Our community.
We have to do better.
We got to do better,
we have
folks.
To hold people accountable when they don't show up and show out. And come to board
show up and show out.
For what's right. And that's the people. It was several different items on the agenda this evening, and we
Turn off my light.
Showed up, meaning myself, the supervisor, the clerk, and also Trustee Darlene Gray Evans. He was missing 2 more trustees, guys.
Clay says 50.
Without
We're getting
2
closer.
Trustees, we could not vote on any business for Thornton Township. This is the part that a lot of people are missing.
She is such a dodo bird.
Jerry Jones. He was a trustee here at Thornton Township. He resigned. And when he resigned, his seat became vacant, creating a vacancy of trustee. Tonight on the agenda, we was going to fill that vacancy. They chose not to show up due to the fact they didn't want to fill the vacancy.
Can't
That's
speak
what it's all about.
proper English.
And not paying
As a matter of fact, Sketch Play, I've got a video I'm working on. It's going to be called Tiffany Henyard, Fake Degrees, and Kuma Moladi. It's going to be a deep dive about the rampant state of fake degrees in the United States.
Give you different things.
Chi-Town 345 is in the house. That guess is high. Keep guessing, guys. Clay Williams is the closest guess.
The general fund, the board must say yay.
Clay Williams is the closest.
On moving forward. So I want to point that out to what's going on.
But Paul Roberts, brother Paul Roberts, told me what the actual amount is. And guys, I'm going to have brother Paul Roberts guest up here on the show soon for a Q&A. And he's going to tell us all the dirt of what's going on with how she's scamming the residents and spending up the Thornton Township money.
I hope you see what's going on.
Yolanda is in the house.
You understand it. Because a lot of times people don't understand what's going
You're
on.
running
or
from her.
Why that's going on. We have over 190,000 residents in Thornton Township. We over 17 different communities, villages, and cities. And right now, people depend on services here at Thornton Township to get them through, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
what
stand
we
her
do.
voice either. There's only so much that I can take because I'm not going to sit here and listen to 2 hours of
amount that
this.
was given away. We have, as I just read in the letter, we have
Sketch
the money.
play in the house.
My thing is giving the money back to the people. That's what a lot
Giving
of
the money
times
back
most
to the people.
politicians forget about.
You stole it from them in the
I've
first
never forgotten
place.
about you guys. I've always placed you first, and I've always provided for you first. I've done several things like, man, neglect my own life as it relates to
Yes, she loves to hear
my
herself
family.
talk. There's the as it
My
relates
guy,
to.
just
I got to hit the
time.
bell
I've
every
been
time we
giving
hear
you all
that.
my time.
Chi-Town
Just to
345.
it's
That
okay.
guess is
We
too
gonna get
high.
through it
Keep
together.
guessing,
Because
guys.
as I always say, we're going to go
Keep
through it. We gotta
guessing.
grow through it,
You're
guys.
getting closer.
And it
Actually,
takes
your
sometimes that one
closest
leader to
guess.
stand
You went
strong
over the
and
amount.
keep going.
Chi-Town
You gotta have
345.
great people around you. Because sometimes you
Zandra
have
used to
Judas.
live in
You have
Calumet
people in your
City.
camp that's
Yeah, that's not
destroying
far
everything
from where I
within.
lived.
But
99th
when
and
you
South
wake up,
LaSalle.
when you find out, fix it. Do better. Put
Do
people around
better.
you that
Do better.
do well and want to see you grow.
She's an
'Cause
embarrassment.
A lot of times, people are afraid that you're gonna.
Not
leave
everybody
the
from
area.
Chicago sounds this
Y'all heard all the
ignorant.
stories, whether it's rappers, football players, entertainers.
None of my
A lot
family
times,
sounds
the
this
people
ignorant.
around them don't want them to leave or don't want them to grow because
What
they're
an
afraid that
embarrassment.
they're going to leave them behind because now they're going to another height.
I still got
And
family on the
sometimes you
south
gotta
side
cut
and
the loop
on the north
because
side.
Some people can't go
We
where
are
you're
guessing on
You're
how much
destined to
each
move
resident
on.
that owns a
You're
house will
destined to
get
be
from the
great.
$2.2
And you
million
must be great.
tax
And
refund that
sometimes
Tiffany
it hurts
Henyard is
because
talking
you don't
about
need
giving
people
back
that
to the
been rocking with you
people.
From day one.
Brother Paul
But
Roberts
it was
told me what that
God's
amount is
choice
going to be.
put them in
So
your
you
life
guys are
to get you to
guessing.
this step. But now when you go to chapter 2, it's time for a new crew, unfortunately. But sometimes
My head is already starting to
it
hurt.
hurts.
I
But you
can't
gotta
listen
be
to her
okay with
long.
being okay.
And guys, honestly, I'm so
Sometimes you gotta
tired
stand alone in the
of
next
her
chapter.
and this
But when you
whole
do that, guys,
ignorant
I just
mess,
want you
this
to
whole
know that God
stupid
got you.
story.
Keep God first in
I'm so
everything you
burnt
do.
out. It's hard for
We
me
don't
to
talk about
do
God enough.
my
I say it
regular
all the
funny
time. I
videos
meet
about
with
her
God.
because I'm just so
keep
burnt out
myself
on it.
prayed up. I tell you
Grandpa
to do that.
Leroy is the
I tell
closest
people,
guest thus
yeah, you want
far.
everybody praying for you.
Yolanda,
You
that
gotta
is
send me prayers.
too high.
Because I love people that
Too
love
high.
people. I don't like the negativity. I can't stand the smear campaign when they can't beat you or
Smear
can't control
campaign.
you. This is what they do. They
That's
create a
what
smear
they do.
campaign,
Smear
and they try to
campaign.
defame your name and your character. But my people, y'all know who I am. Y'all know what I do.
Y'all know what I
I've been
do.
in my community for years.
Y'all know what
I've
I
been in
do.
government for over a decade.
Oh, I'm
And
already
they
starting to
mad 'cause
develop
they
a
cannot
headache.
And will not control
God,
you.
I swear to
That's what it's
God.
all about. And to the
It's
ladies
so
that's
hard.
in politics, I call it. You
Oh
know
my
what it is.
God. Oh, she's like a tape
They will
recorder.
not allow you to have
Same
a seat
stuff.
at their table.
Different
That's what we do.
day.
Go build your own. Build your own table.
And that fake laugh.
And pray they
It's
get a seat at your table.
insufferable.
How about that? But
It is
I just want to
insufferable.
make sure that you understood what was going on here at Thornton Township because it's
Trying to
so
find my
much
Price is Right
misinformation out in the public.
song.
So many misleading statements that people make with no facts, and so many people that the fake news they interview and just talk.
Oh
And that's
man,
why
my
I
neck
gotta
is starting to get
respect them
stiff.
because they supposed to be a journalist.
Oh.
But
Grandpa
they don't
Leroy,
go
you are very close.
and
You are
fact check
very
nothing nobody
close.
say. They just
So
put it out.
close. You're within.
And that's why
I can't tell you
when
'cause
I
then you
sue
could guess it.
everybody, because I'm coming. No, I'm coming.
Sandra is in the
But
house.
defaming my name,
What's up, Sandra?
defaming my character, and this conspiracy to try to destroy Tiffany Henyard. I will come for everyone. Know that this is facts. It's not fiction. But at the end of the day, while I'm going through this
At
storm,
the end
I
of the
always say
day,
this, need
my
a
neck
day,
is getting
need
stiff. I
tomorrow.
can't.
And in
Oh.
some of these communities, you're going through exactly what I'm going through.
Argyle
But you're
Gardens
suffering
in the
silence.
building.
Now it's the time for
Okay,
you to make a
okay.
stand. Stand up. Say
Sanford
something.
and
Do
Son are
something.
looking at me.
Don't let people bully you. I can't stand bullies. I hate bullies. Just like I hate hate. But I don't like people that bully people that they cannot
She hates
control.
bullies and she hates
And
hate.
that's
I
why y'all
can't
see
do
me
it,
fighting
guys.
And standing in my truth. And making
She's
sure
a
I
virus.
deliver my
This is
message
what you
on my own
call
in
a
my own time.
narcissistic, sociopathic individual
understand what
that is
happened
pure evil, that doesn't have a
Jerry
soul.
Jones
She's programmed. It's a virus. She's just a program. Rita Lane is in the house. What's up, Rita?
The vacancy was on the agenda to be filled this evening.
We
were supposed to come together, and vote for someone to be the next trustee. The board chose not to.
The facts only exist in her head, Yolanda. Whatever that she says with her mouth becomes a fact because she lives in a make-believe world. Whatever she says is a fact is a fact. And then you got the dum-dums out there that believe whatever she says.
No business getting conducted. No business.
There's some psychology to this, and I'm going to give you a little insight about the psychology behind how she fools people. Kamala Harris does the same thing. Kamala, it's part of the similarities between the two of them.
So we're going to try again.
The watermelon. Yeah, where's the watermelon?
But never know. With this game here, people come and go. But I just want you to know that. Please go on to Tiff Speaks the Truth. It's my
Yolanda says she's casket ready with that makeup.
THA, not THE.
Grandpa Leroy, you're shooting high. You are within. You're within $6.
And when y'all talk about being transparent, we have done nothing but be transparent.
Chi-Town 345 is close. He's within $2. $2. You're almost there.
Come and get it. Whatever
you're so close.
Y'all come see about it. We are here. We do Thornton Township, which is called Township Talk. We talk to the residents. And that's the problem with people. Y'all show up for mess. But y'all won't show up for the knowledge.
Ignoramus. God, I can't stand it.
Y'all don't want that part.
What song is
but
this?
But you want to hear the mess and the gossip.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The stuff that don't matter. When you should come and get the facts so you can check people and tell them, nah, your information wrong. And then you can say, bam, I got it right here. This is the truth.
Oh, God.
But y'all don't do that. And that saddens my heart because guess what? Our babies are looking up to this generation right now. And they really don't have anything to hold on to, no hope. Because it's so much bigger.
Come on, guys, get the guess in. You were so close. 2170? Is that 2,000? 170, Grandpa Leroy?
Black.
It might as well be zero. That's true.
We should not be.
Grandpa Leroy, you're within 30 cents. You're within 30 cents.
Yes, I know a lot of you guys are mad because it's not true and it's me.
Yes, Chi-Town 345, I agree.
The thing you're supposed to do is
22!
You know what?
Sandra Worley got it. She got it. $22.
Busy trying to destroy and conquer.
That's all you're going to get.
There's no way.
It's $22. $22 each. That's your big fat tax refund that she is talking about. And Brother Paul dropped that bomb on my head. He is the one that told me that it only amounts to $22. Best case scenario is 25. Someone else said that it could be 25, but it's going to be about $22.
We are so much better in numbers, strength. We are so much better.
Yeah, pretty sad.
Together for once in our lives.
It's just a Apollo trick.
I am the 21st century.
Oh, God. She is the 21st century. Oh,
I am.
No.
And as I always say,
oh, my God.
Martin Luther King had the dream.
Oh, duh.
I am the dream.
Oh, God.
And you can be too.
You are not Martin Luther King's dream. You are the nightmare.
Have unity among
God bless America. Oh, she is so disgusting. It is so hard to listen to this nonsense. So hard.
They won.
Yeah, pile-o-tricks is more like it. I like that, Grandpa Leroy. Pile-o-tricks.
I'm Democrat, right? We lost, they won.
Oh, listen to this. Now she's sucking up to the Republicans.
One team loses, one team wins. They reach across the aisle and say, congratulations, congratulations.
They reach across the aisle.
You got to congratulate.
You got to congratulate them.
Y'all too busy being haters. They won, we didn't.
Sadly.
After we work together.
Sadly.
The blue and the red.
What she's doing right here, she's smarter than 3/4 of the people that live within her jurisdiction, because they're not smart enough to break the chains of the party that has caused so much damage to the Chicagoland and Illinois and the United States as a whole.
While y'all trying to tear it down, we
Yeah,
still
out here
rebuilding.
politicking.
Like I was throwing bricks, I was collecting them and building
Oh,
them.
God. Yeah, I want to
you know,
puke too, sketch play.
a
This is just,
4500 company
this
right
is
here.
so hard to.
That's me. That's Tiffany Henyard. Entrepreneur spirit. You
Crook
gotta try.
spirit.
None beats a failure but
The
a
only
try.
entrepreneur she
But
is
not
a
tearing
crook.
somebody down in the process. Not being a bully in the process.
Okay, there is a similarity.
Y'all
Did you hear
won't
what she
work
just
for your
said?
background community.
I got to add that to
It
my
cannot
list.
just be one-sided. Lately, y'all been hearing one-sided narratives. Y'all haven't heard my side. Y'all haven't even cared to hear my side. And to you bloggers and YouTubers and all you guys.
Oh,
I got one
God.
person that I reached out to. Well, they reached out to me, but whatever. That's
Who the hell is she talking
and I
about?
gave them the green light. And I'm going to talk to them.
Yeah, she said Rosa
Because
Park.
The news
Rosa Park.
outlets Don't ever
Rosa Park.
show me in a good light.
Yeah,
And
they're
I do
rolling over
so
their
much
graves.
good
Oh, God. With this
throughout our
demon
communities.
spewing, vomiting
It
this
hurts.
nonsense out of her
It
mouth.
hurts because I know that I put my blood, tears, and sweat in rebuilding
It's blood,
Jordan Township.
blood, tears, and sweat. It's blood,
Throughout
sweat, and tears.
controversy.
She is so ignorant.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't even have last.
Yeah. Same crap.
As
Different
they went
day.
through all the smoke, all the negativity.
Oh,
You know how
man.
many people say quick that just negative? Like, stay away from me. I don't do negative.
No, she
vibes.
did not pay the person
Don't do
who
that.
made the signs,
See,
and I
love don't
enjoyed.
want
Did
no
you guys
hate.
see
Love
how they
don't
took
keep
down
over
those
that.
signs?
Because I teach love because I want
The company was not
our
paid, so they ordered the
kids
signs to come
to
down.
see strict and see-
Did you all see that? I was going to do a
Black
video
girl
on it,
magic.
but I thought, I'm not even going to cover
That's
this.
what I want.
I'm so sick of this.
And all y'all on here, you got a daughter, you got a mom. You
Yeah,
have a
the
auntie,
worst
you
women
have a
think
grandma,
that they
all
are the
women.
prize.
So why would you
Ignorant
tear down
doesn't
another?
begin
Just
to
like
explain
how you won't
this.
treat any one of them that I
She
just
sleeps
mentioned,
well, Yolanda.
is
It's
how you
because
should
she's a
treat
virus. This is what she's programmed to
Stop
do. She lives in a
allowing
fantasy
people
world. Darvo
come
is the
and attack
tactic
your
that she
home.
lives
Come
by.
on, man.
She lives in a fantasy
Stop.
land where
Because what
you
you
get to
allow will
lie
continue.
and you
And that's
get
what's going
to
on.
just
We all
make
talk a
up
good
whatever
game,
reality
but
you
y'all
want
don't back
if
it
it
up.
helps you to get what you want.
to protect
There are no
the
morals.
capital.
No,
Protect
there's
the
no
capital.
morals. There's no
let
soul.
people
This
come
is a
and
soulless
destroy you.
individual. It's not a human being. She's a virus.
Because you guys, meaning the men, you're supposed to be the
Whatever
protectors.
happened to her as a child turned her into
Protectors,
this.
right? That's how I was taught. But yet, here we are.
God. How much
It's
more of
been
this
going
can
on
you
for
guys
too long.
stand? I'm about
Too
to
long.
mute her and
And you guys know. that
and
I
talk
keep
about the
going on and on and
similarities
on.
between
So we
Tiffany
talk about
Henyard
transparency
and
accountability,
Kamala
right?
Harris. Kamala.
Transparency is we got surpluses.
When you guys are
But the
ready
news ain't talking about
for me
that,
to
right?
break
We
from
got
this bull crap, because she's
surpluses
just
in
saying the
Jordan
same
Township.
old crap,
Yes, right
I
now
will
today.
start, and I'm going to
other
educate y'all on how Tiffany Henyard and
We
Kamala
have, that they don't
Harris
talk about.
are very similar. Only one
We
is
have
exponentially
youth
higher in the amount
on the move.
of damage
We have
that she has done to
people
the finances
that have been
of
creating progress
the entire
throughout
country instead
our
of just the
17
Chicago
cities.
area.
But they don't talk about this. They don't say anything as relates to what's going on.
As it relates to, wait a minute,
And
I got to
just
flip
wanna
over to my
showcase
bell.
this
Let's
evening.
see. Let me get my,
Because enough is enough.
yeah, enough is
Food
enough.
giveaway. Before I got here,
Okay, guys, what do you
Y'all
think?
said
How
we
much
gave
more
out
of this can
kids.
you stand?
Yes,
GJ Truth is in the house.
changed all that because I come from that old school, that old soul. Where
How
you
did
eat from the
caramel
garden,
do?
and you got your fresh produce. Your
Okay,
fresh
yeah.
vegetables, your greens, beans, potatoes.
Oh, God.
onions, bell peppers, you name it. In
Now
the
she's
box.
talking about the food. Oh,
People are
man.
happy
I can't take
with
it.
the-
All right, let's mute this. We'll leave her up here as the background. How about that, guys? We'll leave her up as the background. So while she's sitting there running her mouth, this is the best way that I like Tiffany Henyard. On mute. That is the best way. That's the only way that we can handle it. Illinois is going to the dogs. Yeah, it's already gone to the dogs. And hopefully one day that will change. I'm going to show you guys a website. Let's see if I can pull it up while Tiffany's running her fat yap, saying the same old things. What she's doing right now is repeating phrases, paragraphs of information that's burned into her mind. It's burned in. It's like a tape recording. And so she has repeated these things to the point that she can repeat these phrases without even thinking about it. Okay, they're all memorized. They're all burned in. And what it does is play this tape in your mind to cover up and deflect from what she is really doing. And so there is no soul here. There is no feelings of guilt. It does not exist, guys. It's not there. By the way, I'm on Rumble. Did you guys know that I'm on Rumble? I'm going to be doing some videos where I'm going to do half the video on YouTube and do the other half on Rumble, where I'm going to be able to say things on Rumble that I can't on YouTube. All right. I'm going to post the link to my Rumble so that whenever I do a video there, I'll post the link where you can get the real story from Rumble. Okay, now let me see if I can pull up that website here. Let me open up a new window, chicagored.org. This is it right here, guys. Okay? It says Blues gave Chicago the blues. Make Chicago great again. Wow, MCGA. It's a take on MAGA. So Chicago Red, these are black people, guys. You know, for all of the black people that give me such a hard time about being a conservative, you know what? There's a whole lot more of me that are out there. We're out there. The ones who are sick and tired that want to be off of the Democratic plantation. Oh, and I tell you what, when I give this video on the history of the Democratic Party, the Ku Klux Klan, and the secret strategy by the Democrats to keep black people in poverty forever, it's coming. You guys have been hoodwinked, led astray, and bamboozled in the biggest way. Okay, so Phoenix is in the house. Yay! What is up, Phoenix? So good to see you. Glad you're on Rumble. Look me up on Rumble under Go Political, and you can be the first subscriber because I don't have any subscribers on Rumble. You can have the honor of being the first one. All right, so that is chicagored.org. I want you guys to check that out. And I'm going to be reaching out to my good black people in the south side of Chicago who are standing up against the other devil, which would be your mayor in the big city, Brandon Johnson. They are giving him hell, and he deserves it. He is like Tiffany Henyard times 10. If you take Tiffany Henyard, make it a man, and then make it sound educated, you get Brandon Johnson. But he is just as nefarious and evil, and he is in line with the person who was sitting in the White House, who is the most pure form of evil, who, by the way, guys, I'm hoping that he doesn't pull the biggest revenge of any politician in history by running us into World War III before he leaves office. Trump can't get into office quick enough. I swear to God. Okay, so let's put Tiffany's face. There's Tiffany running her yap in the background. And now, I am going to give you the striking similarities between Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris. That's right. So buckle your seatbelts, folks, and let's talk about some of these similarities. Now, before I start on this list, I will tell you this. There are a lot of people who live in the south side of Chicago, within the jurisdiction of Dalton and the Thornton Township, who hate and despise Tiffany Henyard. They are fighting against the mayor, the super mayor, and trying to get her voted out, kicked out, recalled, and all of that good stuff. But at the same time, they voted for Kamala Harris. Thank you, Phoenix. Yay! They voted for Kamala Harris and supported the Democratic Party in the election. I'm telling you what, guys, you really should have learned your lesson with this monster that you have right here. And it's very sad that roughly 75-80% of the people that live within her jurisdiction didn't see the same crooked person on the federal level, the same type of activity, the same stuff that this person does. Okay? Rita Lane is in Chicago. Yay! All right. That is cool. Glad to have you back, Yolanda. The same stuff, but multiply it by 1,000. Okay, so let's talk about some of the similarities between Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris. I'm about to educate y'all. All right. First of all, both of them say as it relates to. That's the biggest. That's the biggest similarity. Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris both overuse the word as it relates to. All right, just kidding. That's the first one. Let's get into the real similarities between Vice President Kamala Harris and Tiffany Henyard. They both waste enormous amounts of money. Tiffany Henyard has damaged the village of Dalton to the tune of like $8 or $9 million. We don't even know how many millions that she has damaged the entire Thornton Township. She has done that by reckless spending on parties, on having celebrities coming in and doing concerts, in doing parties for the kids with bounce houses and go-karts and rides and book packs and giveaways, in having big bingo for the elderly people, giving away big screen TVs, giving away food, strawberry cake, and everything else under the sun. Now, her twin, her evil twin, Kamala Harris, also wastes lots of money. What is up, NCD, is in the house. Yay! And you can multiply the amount of money wasted by 1,000. We just watched Kamala Harris blow through $1.5 billion. Yes, $1.5 billion with campaign funds, taking donations from hardworking people, right, and spending it on celebrities. Now, there were fake shows like what Oprah did, where the Oprah Winfrey show was held in Michigan, and they charged the Kamala Harris campaign it was $2.5 million to do a fake set. A complete acting job where it was supposed to be like an interview, but it was all an acting job. And then they had all the actors who were there. We saw Kamala Harris pay $5 million to Beyonce. We saw her paying Lizzo like what, $2 million, paying millions of dollars to all these celebrities to show up and shake their butts on stage and do concerts, just like Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Both of them think that they can entertain people into supporting them for votes. The only difference is Kamala Harris took it to a 1,000x level, where instead of bilking the people for $8 or $9 million, she bilked the people for $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. It's so very sad. It's so very sad to watch that. So you can imagine for the people who spent $10, $15, $20, $50 to donate to the Kamala campaign, and then she blew it. She blew all that money on actors, on entertainers, and ended $20 million in the hole. Your money was wasted, completely wasted. Now, let's talk about the next similarity that we have between Tiffany the Mud Hen Henyard and Kamala Harris. And that point is that they both have paid supporters and promoters, not genuine, authentic people who stand up for them and speak well of them. I just found out today that Roland Bowling Ball Martin was paid $350,000 to do the interview that he did for Kamala Harris. Roland Bowling Ball Martin had this evil demon on his show, Tiffany Henyard, and then he turned around and he had Kamala Harris, the other lying, evil, manipulative demon, on his show. Isn't that interesting? I wonder how much money that he was paid to have Tiffany Henyard on his show. Because you notice something. How many hard questions were given to Tiffany Henyard when Roland Martin had her on the show? How many? Post in the comments right now, how many hardball questions did Roland Martin have for Tiffany Henyard, who, yes, is still running her mouth. I love to have her on mute. Now, thinking about the interview that Roland the Bowling Ball Martin had along with Tiffany Henyard, and then comparing that to the interview that he had with Kamala Harris, both of them were given easy questions. He sucked up to both of them. And we know for a fact that one of them was paid. NCD, you have it right. Yay! 0 hard questions given to both, which leads me to believe that Tiffany Henyard took a paycheck to be on that show because Roland Martin used her for clickbait. Yes, that's right. So, another striking similarity. So they pay people to support them. They pay people to do interviews to make them look good. They pay people to promote them because they're crooks. And people who know them well would never stick up for them. What's up, God's fancy girl is in the house? Yay! All right. Yeah, so let's move it right along to and Jason House was railroaded because Jason House wasn't paying Roland Bowling Ball Martin to be on that show. All right, so the next similarity that we have between Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris, both of them never answer direct questions. What do you remember during the campaign when multiple interviewers asked Kamala Harris about inflation out of control? What was her answer? Well, let's start with here. I was raised in a middle-class family. Every time she was asked about that, that was the answer that she was given. How many times have you ever seen Tiffany Henyard answer a direct question when we are watching her live in a Thornton Township meeting or a Village of Dalton monthly meeting? How many times? I was just looking at the footage from the time when Trustee Belcher was busting her out about the $561,000 check. And so she just said, that's a lie. It ain't true. And then Belcher said, well, I've got a copy of the check right here. Oh, are you done? Okay, you got out your words. She's done now. Let's move on. She wouldn't answer the question. She would not directly answer the question given of whether or not her name was signed on that check. Okay, so neither one of them want to answer questions when directly confronted. What is the next striking similarity that we have between Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris, who Kamala is just a little bit better about fooling people because she's not ghetto? All right. They lie about their upbringing. How many times have we heard Tiffany Henyard lying about her upbringing? She said, I grew here, y'all flew here. She claims that she was born and raised in Dalton, and that was a lie. Kamala Harris claims that she grew up middle class and is from California. That was a lie. Kamala Harris grew up after leaving the state of California. After her parents got divorced at a young age, they moved to Canada, and she spent all the way through high school in Canada. Both her parents were double PhDs. They were rich, had tons of money, but she lies and claims to have been raised in middle class. So both Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris lie about their upbringing. Yes, God's fancy girl says misinformation and allegations. False allegations. Okay, what's the next striking similarity that we have between the two? The two both do what Tiffany Henyard is doing right now. While she's on mute, she's telling the same tape-recorded stories that we hear all the time. I'm going to click unmute, and I'm going to bet you $10 that she ain't saying nothing that we haven't heard before. So let's click unmute.
I will post the letter so you guys can read it, share it, do what you want. I know y'all like chop stuff up, whatever. But the letter will be out. I will send this to the news this evening. Hopefully they'll play it. But again, thank y'all for coming on here and listening to me. I don't think I was long today. I hope it was about 30 minutes or so. Was it 30 minutes?
Okay, so she's not saying anything but the same old stuff that she always says. Tape recorded messages, repeating the same stories over and over again. Have y'all seen the videos of Kamala Harris's interviews where they lay her responses one on top of the other and they're identical? Have you seen the videos where they play her speeches at the rallies and they're the same words over and over again? Canned messages read from a script. Tape recorded messages. Because why? They're not authentic. They're soulless. They're telling a story. They're playing the part of someone that they are not. They're doing an acting job. Both of them do nothing but spout the same old stories. They vomit the same stuff out of their mouth time and time again. All right. Moving right along. What's another striking similarity between Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris? Chi-Town 345 said, put a sock in it, Tiffany. Yeah, they both say nothing. They're both being unburdened by what has been. Okay, so the next striking similarity. They both use racism and sexism as a weapon against any and all opposition. What did we hear? What was the famous statement by Tiffany Henyard? Y'all black, and y'all beating and attacking on a single black woman who's in power. Yeah, everyone is a racist, and they're only picking on her and exposing her because she's a black woman. What does Kamala Harris do? Besides the fact that she pretends and purports to be a black woman, which she's not, in her mind she is, which is fine. She wants to play and be black. By the way, did you all hear that there is trouble? There's trouble in paradise with Kamala Harris and the husband that she would not take the last name of. Did you all know that there's talk about them splitting up? Did you know that? Post in the comments if you heard that story, that might be splitting up. Yes, both of them use racism and sexism as a weapon to discredit their opposition. How many times have we heard Kamala Harris accuse Donald Trump of being a racist, a sexist, a misogynist, a homophobe? And of course, you've got dictator Hitler and everything else. They both use identity politics, racism, sexism, as a weapon to discredit any and all opposition. Yeah, Yolanda, I don't blame him either. I don't know how in the world he could put up with her mess. Oh my God, to listen to that voice, that sniffly, whiny voice. Ugh. Which is another similarity that I don't even have on the list. I cannot stand to listen to this one talk, and I cannot stand to listen to Kamala Harris talk. Chi-Town 345 says, no, she's just not a black woman. She's a black woman and powerful. In power. Yes, that is right. She's in power. Now, both of them pretty soon are both not going to be in power. Okay, the video ended. All right. Well, she has shut her mouth. I'm going to change my background before we get to the next one. What the hell is that? Oh, gosh. Let's get rid of that. Goodbye. And we'll just leave the Chicago red. We'll leave that as the background for now while I finish the list. So the next on the list is they are both incompetent for the job that they hold. Now, I don't even need to go into details on how incompetent Tiffany Henyard is for the job that is given. And I will have a video talking about how she claims to be Kuma Molati and her fake college degree. But Kamala Harris is not competent for the job that she has, much less for President of the United States. And yes, she was a DEI hire. When they picked her, it was okay to talk about the fact that Joe Biden was being forced to pick a black woman. as a vice presidential pick. But then after the fact, it's racist and misogynistic for us to say that she was a DEI hire. Before she became the appointed replacement after the forced coup, taking Joe Biden out of the running for the 2024 election. Before that, Kamala Harris had the lowest approval rating of any vice president in the history of this country. But afterward, when they launched the professional Hollywood campaign, all of a sudden, she was the best thing since sliced bread. But we all knew that she was not competent for the job given, as she repeated things that didn't make any sense, like giving a $5,000 tax credit so new businesses can start up, when we know people with common sense and half a brain understand that a tax credit can't be used at a bank to start up a business. There's a whole video on that. Check in my video archive and go watch that video if you didn't see it. It was one of the dumbest things that she ever did. She didn't understand the policies that they were handing her and telling her that she was supposed to promote. Completely incompetent for the job given. Yeah, James Watson, you were very close. It was $22 was the guess. All right, so what is the next striking similarity between Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris? Well, they lie about accomplishing big things in the past. Tiffany Henyard takes credit for things she did not do. We heard her live tonight taking credit for a $4.5 million surplus in the Thornton Township. We know that's not true. She's lying about that because she's covering up for the $9 million that she built the village of Dalton for. And then taking credit for a so-called surplus that we don't even know if it's really there or not. She takes credit for everything. She claims to be the dream that Martin Luther King spoke of, taking credit for accomplishing great things in the past that she had nothing to do with. It's terrible. Now, on the other hand, Kamala Harris says things that aren't true about her past. How many times have we heard her say during debates, well, I'm the only person on this stage who's prosecuted transnational criminals. If you do your research, you'll find out that she has never prosecuted transnational criminals. You can find that it's somewhat true, but that's a big fat lie. Every job she's ever had was a gimme. It was a handout. The first major job that she got was because she was dating a married man who happened to be the mayor of San Francisco. And as they say, poop floats up. So you try to flush it down, but then it pops back up and just keeps floating up all the way to the top. So she's a buoyant piece of poop. So they both lie about making major accomplishments in the past to make themselves seem bigger than what they are. Okay, what's the next similarity? Both of them are master deflectors when pressed. Now, I did a whole video on the Darvo process. Tiffany Henyard is better at this than Kamala. Okay, Kamala tends to come unglued, gets frustrated, starts getting shaky and getting very upset and tends to just lose her complete cool. But she does deflect when you really press her. When we ask about the 18 million people that have flooded over the border, that is far more than the 500,000 limit that we allow for legal asylum, she gets very frustrated. She doesn't want to discuss that. When they talk about Lake and Riley, she doesn't want to discuss that. She gets very upset and she deflects from that. Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris are both two of the biggest deflecting pieces of poo in the bowl. Chi-Town 345 says that there was one example of Tiffany being shaken by a question in that interview in the Chicago News about the Las Vegas trip. Yeah, that was the one that goes down in history. That one, oh man, that's going to be one of her biggest moments That is her legacy right there. It's her legacy. Actually, God's fancy girl, you brought up something else. There is another similarity. Kamala, yeah, she be on that vodka and Xanax. She's a wino. Tiffany Henyard, I believe she drinks, and I think that she does something that enhances her energy. Both of them are abusers, I believe, allegedly, of illicit drugs. One, or both, like a certain substance that looks like powdered sugar. Do your own research. Both of them have shown, I did a whole video on it. You can see the video I did about Kamala and the powdered sugar. And I also did a video some time ago about Tiffany and the powdered sugar, where both of them were showing signs, physical signs, damage to the nerves, certain tics that go along with drug abuse. Yep. All right, last but not least, the last one is the last similarity, and then we'll be done for the night. Both Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris, they love accusing the opposition of tearing down people instead of building them up. How many times do we have to hear both of them make that statement? It just makes me want, my head wants to just pop. It makes my head want to explode when I would listen to Kamala Harris saying that she's here to build people up, whereas her opponent wants to only tear people down. How can she let that get out of her mouth while in the same breath she'll sit there and call him Hitler, a ruthless dictator, a misogynist, a racist, and a threat to democracy? All she does is tear him down. That became the focus of her campaign, but she claims that she only builds people up. What does Tiffany Henyard do? That is one of her best deflections that she uses. All y'all out there using me for clickbait, and all y'all do is want to tear me down. You want to tear me down because I'm a successful black woman, single black woman in power, and y'all just want to tear me down. Both of them just the same. Now, all in all, why do you think that we see all of these similarities? Well, there's a reason. It's because both of them are narcissists. One is an overt sociopathic narcissist, and the other is a covert narcissist. I could do a whole nother video and give you the traits of the covert narcissist and show you how many of those traits are dead ringers for Kamala Harris. And of course, we've already seen the research that I've done for you that talks about the overt narcissist, the outright sociopathic narcissist that Tiffany Henyard is. All right. So that's about all I've got for this video. I really wanted to get this one out there. I'm still kind of packing a headache from listening to Tiffany run her mouth. That was a completely useless and worthless speech where we watched her vomit the same old things that she always does. So at any rate, I want to thank everybody for being here today. Round of applause to you. And I'm going to be back soon. I'm going to have more live streams. I'm going to try to have a live stream party with you guys at least once a week. I think that would be good if I can squeeze that in. I've been very, very busy, guys, because I got this rehab that's going on in St. Louis, in Ferguson. I should do a whole story and just talk about the Ferguson riots and what happened where my brother lives, where this house is that I'm rehabbing, what happened to my uncle, the plaza in North St. Louis that made national news during the Ferguson riots. I'll have to tell that story sometime. But at any rate, let's see here. I'm going to start some music. We need the music. This is appropriate music, little background music for the closing. So I want to thank you all for being here. This has been a good time. God bless all of you. I'm so glad that you were here. I will be back very soon. I got so much more coming your way. So please like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Spread the news. And we're going to grow this channel. We're going to take over the world, guys. That's all I got for now. This is Carlton Flowers, and I am out. God bless you all. See you soon.